Something big is happening in the UK. Young women and young men are moving in opposite directions. Young women are leaning further left, young men are leaning further right. It's a split so sharp that researchers are calling it the Gen Z gender divide. Recent surveys make the gap crystal clear. In March 2025, an Ipsos and King's College London study found 60% of Gen Z men, but just 38% of Gen Z women believe men are expected to do too much to support gender equality. 57% of young men versus 36% of young women think we've gone so far with women's rights that men are now being discriminated against. And 28% of Gen Z men, compared to 19% of women, agree that a man who stays home to look after his kids is less of a man. The split isn't just in opinions. It shows up in elections too. In 2019, 65% of women aged 18 to 24 voted Labour, compared to 46% of men in that age group. Twice as many young men as young women voted Conservative. By 2024, the pattern was just as striking. Twice as many young women voted Green, and twice as many young men backed Reform UK or the Conservatives. Here's the thing, it wasn't always like this. For much of the 20th century, women in Britain were actually more right-wing than men. But as women entered higher education and the workforce, their politics shifted left. Now Gen Z is the most divided it's ever been. Why? The easy answer is social media, Andrew Tate, or a backlash against feminism. But the deeper cause might be money. The last 15 years have been brutal for young people. Austerity, Brexit, the pandemic, the energy crisis, and women, especially younger women, have felt the heat hardest. Back in 2017, young women were 23 points more likely than young men to believe that the economy was about to get worse. This pessimism matters. Economically insecure young women are more likely to back anti-austerity left-wing parties like Labour and the Greens. Economically insecure young men often turn to right-wing populist parties like Reform UK. Yes, social media makes the divide louder, but it may just be amplifying an economic crisis that's already there. Here's the reality. Gen Z men and women share more problems than differences. The cost of living crisis, unaffordable housing, insecure jobs. These issues hit everyone. If we don't address them, the divide will deepen and the UK's future will suffer. This isn't just politics, it's about the society we're building. If you want straight talk on the social issues shaping Britain's future, follow BritPulse.